If you could transplant your consciousness into a machine and live forever, would you do it? Why and why? 100% yeah. If you're young you don't know the pain of aging. Machines wouldn't have health problems I hope. They could get hacked. With my luck, I'd forget to back myself up and then there would be an OS update and I'd just be gone after the update. I'll wait a while yet. I'd like a San Junipero setup where I could vibe in the afterlife. Today I learned I was ready to peacefully stop existing. I kinda totally forgot that episode and what comes in it. I just read the Wikipedia page and I still can't vividly remember this episode. San Junipero. Right. So a kinda digitally constructed simulation alternate reality. Probably. I'm short, fat, have such poor eyesight in my left eye that I pretty much only see out of my right, which makes me really uncoordinated since I'm a lefty, and I have a dead but unremovable brain tumor that just now started giving me seizures again. So I'd take a new medically sound body I could see properly out of. Be nice if it was like a Terminator type body, that is one with skin and such. No, I want the suffering to end. Yes, then I'd kill myself at my whim. Yes, but only until a better body, for example fully functional cyborg, becomes available. I don't see my life ending anytime soon. And there's a lot I want to see and achieve until I'm finished. I don't want to confront the end. Depends on the machine. There was a really old YouTube video cartoon about this very subject. Basically, this guy has an accident and, in order to save him, they place his brain in a machine where only his subconscious exists. He ends up enjoying that more than reality, because he got to enjoy the reality he created in his mind. Honestly yeah, I'm very visually impaired. I'm deaf in one ear, and have really bad insomnia. If I could be in a perfect machine, that would be fantastic. I genuinely would care if I could live forever. Yes, because I don't vibe with having a body. Duck no, I'm already sick and tired of life. Well, if the machine is just like a human body, of course I would. I think I'd be okay with it if I had the option to terminate my consciousness at some point, or go into sleep mode for a while if I just need a break. Otherwise, duck no. I find the idea of eternal consciousness horrifying. Also, what happens to my consciousness? Do I get to go into a cool simulation world a la San Junipero? Or do I just get to pilot a robot body? Does my robot body have sensory receptors? Can I feel things? If I could I would, but that doesn't mean that I ethically should live forever. Death actually has a lot of benefits for society. When we die we allow the young to take our place. And with the changing of the guard comes new ideas. Death is also the ultimate equalizer. Anyone can die. And if a billionaire died he would stop making billions. Granted his organizations might continue to run, but his knowledge and wisdom is left behind. I'm not saying death is good, but the world isn't perfect. Death is natural. If you suspend it, you upset the natural order and cause chaos. Plus there is no telling what would happen to that machine after I'm inside of it. No. I'm actually considering putting in my will that I do not want this to happen. One life is enough for me. I enjoy the mysteries of the universe. I feel it would ruin what it is to be human to live forever. And that nobody should live forever. It just doesn't sit right with me. In addition, what do we do with all the beings that want to live forever on an already dying and overcrowded planet? Also imagine the sort of caste system that would come with. It would put a whole new spin on leader for life. Like now. Duck no. Sure. It'll be cool for the first few decades. Having super intelligence and shit. But when people start dying, people I know and love, it gets worse. It hurts. I'll learn to move on from those who die. I keep living. Content. Then the humans who run me, their company goes out of business. Their facilities are bought by others. And I'm left to collect dust in a closet. Hundreds of years pass. Humanity has ducked the system and either died or left planet Earth. I'm simply a machine. An item not to worry about. So if they leave Earth, they're sure as heck not taking me with them. I'm left for God knows how many years until the implosion of the universe. All these trillions of years. I'm left alone. Nothing to do, no internet. No one to talk to, they're all dead. And in other comments you indicate we are not allowed to kill ourselves, so attempting self-termination would in all probability be a criminal offense. I think the tech core and the gov would definitely have some sort of control mechanism in place. Besides, both the digitized consciousness and the synthetic body would be their property, so it would be a crime. I really love how deeply you've analyzed how various things could go wrong. Hacking a cyborg might very well be possible. I don't believe that it's possible. Every sci-fi portrayal of the process I've watched or read is merely creating a facsimile that is not you. Yeah, for sure. It's living forever in what is probably a very customizable existence. No, living is worse than dying. To see your loved ones live then die is going to be ducking cruel, knowing that one day they are all going to be dead and you're the only one still alive. Duck no. It would be nice seeing everything else going on and see the years pass, but I don't want to see my loved ones die. Duck. I don't want to be here when the world ends. In Troy, Brad Pitt, who plays a killer, says to the captured Trojan princess, I'll tell you a secret. Something they don't teach you in your temple. The gods envy us. They envy us because we are mortal. Because any moment might be our last. Everything is more beautiful because we are doomed. You will never be lovelier than you are now. We will never be here again. Death is not the end. We are all eternal, immortal beings living a human form of life. The Lord said to Prince Arjuna, blessed is human birth. Even the dwellers of heaven desire this birth. For pure love and true knowledge can only be attained by a human being. Hare Krishna. I don't know, man, lol. That just sounds creepy. Yes, easily. I would not transplant my consciousness into a machine. I feel like, if eventually I'm going to be ready to be done with this existence, but I don't believe I'd have the strength to ever end it for myself. So I will definitely take the natural progression of life and death. What do you believe happens after we die? Yes, mostly because I want to see history as a whole, and though I may never truly escape death via entropy, I still want to know at least what happens in history, and if I could help it. No, I want to experience life, all of it, and even death is part of life. This is literally in Cyberpunk 2077, where they take a person's conscious and plant in a machine before they can put it in a functional body. Anyway, that sounds horrible, just being trapped in a machine assuming you have no sense of awareness and feeling. It could be like a dream state until they put you in a body. This question is similar to the do you want to stay forever young, or do you want to live forever, become immortal? How would one live with the constant pain and suffering of losing everything and everyone you have ever loved, from friends, family, significant others, your own children, over and over again? What if the world implodes, or a natural disaster wipes out the area where you and others are stored? Then what? I'm sorry, but there is too many negatives here, and they definitely outweigh any benefits. Would rather die once and be done with it. Yep, it's a very popular sci-fi theme. TV shows, movies, books should probably be up and running by 2077. Yeah, definitely. Plenty of time. I hope to one day play that game. Sort of. I like the idea of having a modifiable mechanical body without the issues of flesh. It won't be you. It'll just be something that thinks it is you. You'll close your eyes for the transplant OP and never wake up again. Instead, the machine will wake up and say, damn, that was quick. Is it a destructive process? Then probably no. I'm not ready to die. If it's just a copying process, then maybe, at least a copy would survive in some fashion. I'd rather die than live forever as an AI and see all my loved ones die. That would depend on the machine. Sure, I wouldn't do much, but yeah, I would want to watch the rise and decline of the human race. Absolutely. You get to thoroughly explore the world in depth. Spend lifetimes reading, studying philosophy, experiencing different cultures, and you no longer have to worry about the vulnerabilities that come with having a body that can be hurt, and which is designed to fall apart. No, We all know what happened to Kate 6. Because of existential dread, yes. I'm imagining someone who elected to do this in the Windows 95 era. By now your consciousness file has been corrupted and attacked by viruses. You only run on a handful of dusty machines after Microsoft decided it's not profitable to maintain backwards compatibility with your software. And since all of your family is dead, nobody puts in the effort to port you to a new platform. Your coding is so old and insecure that you aren't allowed to travel anywhere on the internet anymore. So you're basically old. Nothing really works like it used to, and you're confined to a retirement home. Doesn't sound much better to me. No, I would not. Why would I want to live forever? I can't stand the current generation stupidity. I have no reason to believe those further down the road are going to suddenly get smarter. No, of course not. It would be like being locked in. You have no eyes, no smell, no taste, no touch, no hearing, and you have no mobility. You are just a thinking brain. It would be horrible. Without a fully functioning robotic body, just existing as a thinking being would be horrible. Worse than death by far. 1000% no. Living forever is the biggest and worst curse anybody could have. This would still result in a death of your original body. So what's the point? If you really want an asshole like me as an immortal AI, sure you can knock yourself out. Yay. It'd be cool to be a cyborg. Beside I'm 50 on if I wanna die or be immortal. Yay. Because with enough time and work I'd be able to change the world for the better by reshaping the human condition, creating a utopia for generations of the human populace that thrives unhindered by the constraints of today's pressures and unnecessary burdens. And or if I wanted to waste a lifetime watching cartoons and having cybersex, it would be fine because it's inconsequential in the grand scheme of things. Honestly, yes. This body of mine is incredibly flawed and has more medical issues than I know what to do with, not to mention, I physically detest my very appearance. I do it so I didn't have my medical problems, but instead the things that come with being a machine, like more durability, a different appearance, getting to do the things you wanted to do and see without the bounds of time that the human body has limiting you, no medical problems that plague the normal human body. Yes, but you would still have the question of whether it is actually your consciousness that was transferred, or is it just a copy of your consciousness, so it isn't actually you. Robot body gets a big yup from me. All I have to do to stay alive is charge myself Protogen style or swap out some futuristic battery every couple of years. I can literally modify my body on the fly, so long as I don't harm any internal systems. I can mess about with the casings and outer pieces as much as I want. If by a machine you are talking about a system where I was still in control, without a second thought, immediate duplicates of my consciousness, set up a daily backup routine, create a portfolio subroutines to create more capital, while waiting for the money to tick on over, spend time perfecting the machine, tweaking your own perception of things, when affordable, duplicate yourself. Split the efforts and interests, merge the Memora forks and the backups, improve the machinery, improve the capital gaining, do everything, go everywhere. You have no eyes, you have no body, you are just a consciousness. You can't move anything or make anything happen. You don't have access to data, and even if you did, you have no means of reading it. You can't hear anything either, or feel anything, or smell anything. You need a body for those things. You are imagining that you have a body still, but you don't. You're just a bunch of stored memories. You are conscious only within the computer circuit. You have no other existence. You are not going anywhere. You are in a computer room forever. You have no eyes. Webcams exist already. You have no body. Autonomous robots. You are just a consciousness, which is just data, which can be replicated. You can't move anything or make anything happen. You don't have access to data. These weren't stipulated in the question, so I assume the question defined more than just storage. And even if you did, you have no means of reading it. We can interpret electrical signals to whatever we want. We already do. You can't hear anything either, or feel anything, or smell anything. You need a body for those things. As said before, these are just electrical stimuli our brain interprets. If our brains can be simulated wholesale, then these can be as well. You are imagining that you have a body still, but you don't. You think you are a body right now, but in fact, what is you is just in your brain. A bunch of electrical impulses firing around, reacting to other electrical impulses coming up from your nerves. You're just a bunch of stored memories. You are conscious only within the computer circuit. Describes your current existence as well. Only in wetware. You have no other existence. You are not going anywhere. You are in a computer room forever. You just lack imagination. If OP meant storage, then it wouldn't matter. That would just be a static copy of the ones and zeros in a static state. No thoughts. Nothing would change from me being dead. I'd still do it. Because if they did that, my consciousness could be brought back on a brain emulating medium later down the line, to the one being stored. It's like waking up the next day after you died. No sense of time having passed.